You say you want to stick to your plan. Then you take 3 trades that aren't in it. You say you want the payout, but right before you're about to receive one, you do something that guarantees you'll blow it. Everybody calls this a discipline problem, but it isn't. Here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. If you genuinely wanted to stick to your trading plan, you would. Nothing's stopping you. The setups are there, the rules are written down. So why do you keep overriding them? Because part of you is getting exactly what you want, and it isn't the payout. That part has a name. It's your shadow. It's the version of you that you don't want to admit is running the show. And until you see what it actually wants, no amount of discipline, no new strategy, no amount of backtesting, no bigger why will save you. It wins every time. This is the exact work I did with a trader who went from 0 to over $500,000 in funding and consistent income from their trading. And it's the exact work I've helped many other traders go through to help them secure 6 and 7 figures in funding, tens of thousands of dollars in payouts, and even help some traders quit their 9-to-5 work and trade full time. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I did with these traders. I'm going to show you how you can utilize this shadow work method to help you stick to your trading plan and secure funding and payouts from your trading. Now, the Jungian shadow refers to the parts of the psyche that people refuse to admit are there, but they're there. They're the unconscious parts of the psyche. And typically what happens is we want to express and show off a certain part of ourselves, and we want to hide away and repress other parts of ourselves. So when I refer to the Jungian shadow, in my work, I refer to the unconscious mind. The parts of the psyche that are there but are repressed, that are hidden away. The parts of a human being that people don't want to show off and express. Now, what traders eventually learn is that there's no hiding from any part of themselves. The market's going to expose both sides of the trader. And what's wise as a trader, especially if you want to have consistent profitability long term and take on greater amounts of funding and be able to manage those greater amounts of funding, is that a trader learns to own and appreciate both sides of themselves, the parts that they've once repressed and expressed, and the parts buried in the unconscious mind. Because if they don't integrate and appreciate those parts of themselves, they're going to be run by the market, and the market's going to resurface those parts and run the trader. For example, if there's a part of you that's been repressed from childhood, this part of you that you're ashamed of when you were a loser and you had certain losses in your life that you don't want to face and you don't want to bring up and integrate as a part of yourself, then these are going to be buried in the unconscious mind, and there's going to be a logged shame and guilt around that part of yourself, and that's going to polarize pride around being a winner, and this individual is going to have this significant pride around winning and this shame and guilt around losing. And when they come to the market and the market makes them face both sides of themselves, them being a winner and a loser, well, then the trader is going to get extremely elated and overconfident and self-aggrandizing when they win, and they're going to get knocked down and depressed and shamed and in a fear state when they lose, and they're going to be run by the market. As opposed to an individual who's done the self-work and integrated themselves, and they can see at times they're a winner and a loser, they can see the drawbacks of winning so they're not attached to that, they can see the benefits of losing so they're not running away from that. That's an integrated individual who's made the unconscious conscious, and now irrespective of what happens in the market, they're not reactive. So we have what I refer to as a conscious awareness, the parts of ourselves that we're consciously aware of, and then we have the unconscious shadow. Now there's a threshold between the conscious and unconscious mind, and that threshold keeps certain information buried in the unconscious, out of our conscious awareness. But we can hold ourselves accountable and ask quality questions to bring information out of the unconscious into the conscious awareness. Now, if we're consciously aware of certain positive, beneficial parts of ourselves or experiences, then in the unconscious, there is complementary opposite information that's contrasting and creating the judgment. If there's benefits in the conscious awareness, there are drawbacks in the unconscious mind that are creating contrast and judgment. If there are drawbacks and disservices in the conscious awareness, then there are unconscious benefits that are contrasting that to create the experience and create the judgment. You can't have one without the other. If one is conscious, the other is unconscious. If one is unconscious, the other is conscious. If you make both conscious, then you're fully aware, you're no longer judging. You see the event or yourself for what it is, and you're not labeling it good or bad, trying to seek or avoid it. You have full consciousness in that moment. So what I became obsessed with was understanding the difference between why it is as traders we say certain things. We have words such as, I want to stick to my plan. And yet we still take trades outside of our plan. We still overtrade and we over risk. Why is it we say to ourselves, I want to pass the funding evaluation, and yet we consistently blow funding accounts? Why is it we say to ourselves, I want to get funded, and yet right before a big payday, we self-sabotage, we over risk, we take trades outside of our plan, we give back profits? Why is it that there's a disconnect between our words and our actions? I became obsessed with this many, many years ago when I blew my first round of private investment. Despite having a profitable trading strategy, despite having discipline, despite having all the intent and all the words to want to make money for myself and my investors, I still blew the account. Why is there a disconnect between words and actions? And what I came to learn through my studies in human behavior and psychology was that the unconscious shadow is the answer to that question. And then when I went on to work with many different traders all around the world at different skill levels and help them go from inconsistent to consistent traders, I saw the same thing. When I was consulting for some of the biggest prop firms, I saw the same thing. When I started my own prop firm and I started working with traders and funding traders, I saw the exact same thing. The shadow plays the biggest role in your trading results. So if you're unaware of it and you don't know how to manage it, you're putting yourself at a significant disadvantage. So how is it you can go from a trader who says they want to get funding, they want to stick to their trading plan, they want to get payouts, and yet their life demonstrates, their actions demonstrate that they're not getting those things? How can you go from that incongruency to being congruent with what you're saying and your actions? How can you actually achieve these goals, secure funding, get payouts? And the answer is by understanding the shadow and the unconscious mind and unpacking and revealing certain unconscious information, then strategizing. So the exercises I take my traders through when I work with them one-on-one is I take the goal they say they want, but their actions don't demonstrate they're getting, and their life doesn't demonstrate that they're getting. Say, for example, a trader says, I want to secure funding and payouts. What that means is that they're consciously aware of all the benefits they're going to get from securing funding and payouts. They see it as life-changing money. They see it as a way to pay down debts. They see it as a way to remove stress from their life. And that's the conscious narrative they run. And what actually happens is because of all these advantages they think they're going to get from securing funding and getting payouts, the moment they blow a funding account and they blow payouts, they then perceive themselves losing all these conscious benefits. That's what actually makes the experience so painful, is not necessarily just losing the funding and losing the opportunity for payouts, but also all that advantage and expectations and outcomes they've associated to what those things, they think those things are going to bring them. That's why the experience can be so painful at times. But if a trader is saying, I want to secure funding and payouts, but their life doesn't demonstrate it, well, what that shows me is that there is unconscious information that's still buried in that trader's mind. And they say they want certain things and they say how advantageous it's going to be, gives me an indication there's the greater degrees of pains and sufferings in the unconscious mind buried. So what I get these traders to do is I ask them a question that seems contradictory, but what it does is it helps reveal the unconscious information and break through into the conscious threshold. I ask them, if you were to secure funding and payouts, how would that be a drawback, a disservice, and a pain to you, and what fears would surface if you were to get the thing you say you want, but your life doesn't demonstrate you have? And they say there would be no pain, there would be no disservice, there would be no fear. And I stop them and I hold them accountable. And I say you want this thing, but your life doesn't demonstrate you have it. There are certain unconscious fears and unconscious pains and unconscious disservices that you are protecting yourself from. So what are those fears? What are those pains? If you were to get the thing you say you want, what's the fear that pops to mind? And I hold these traders accountable to see what fears, what pains, what disservices would surface if they got the thing they say they want that they currently don't have. And they usually say things like, well, if I got the funding and I got the payouts, it would create pressures and expectations on myself to repeat that. I say, okay, good. That's one of the pains and one of the pressures and one of the disservices of having the thing you want. And I ask them, what's another one? And I keep holding them accountable until they have an extensive list of pains, fears, pressures, disservices. And I was doing this exercise on a trader very recently. I was holding them accountable to seeing the fears and the pressures. And they said something that was very interesting. They said, if I got funded and if I got payouts, I would feel incredibly guilty towards my family and the environment I was brought up in. And they went on to say they came from an incredibly poor background where the standard and the norm in their environment and in their city and in their family was very financially poor. So if they were to get the thing they say they want, the funding and the payouts, there would be this internal guilt where they feel like they would be separate from their family and they would be rewarded and their family would be suffering. And they've had certain experiences in the past where they've made a little bit of money and they've been criticized by family and friends. And they've been minimized. And they've been ostracized. And they have a fear of that happening again. If they're successful, there's a fear of breaking connection with their family and with what they have. And when they have that insight and that realization that the thing they say they want would actually hurt something that's incredibly valuable to them at this point in time, I help them see that. Can you see that you weren't self-sabotaging all this time? You were protecting yourself from a fear and from a true pain that you don't want to have to experience. So once they can see the drawback and the pain and the fear of having the thing they say they want but they don't have, now they have a more complete awareness of that objective. And they realize that objective has both advantage and disadvantage. It has pleasure and pain. It has benefit and drawback. So what I do then, now that they're fully aware of that goal and that outcome and the drawbacks that come associated with it, is I ask them, how can they still have that goal without attracting the criticism and the tarnished relationship with family? How can we get your goal, but how can we strategize it in a way so that we can alleviate your biggest fear if it was to come true? And how can we alleviate your biggest fear so it doesn't come true and you can still have the goal without the fear? So now that they're aware of the pain and the fear and the drawback, we can actually strategize action steps to manage the drawbacks and the pains and the fears and still pursue the goal they want. But I can assure you, the more you say you want something and your life doesn't demonstrate you have it, the more you don't want that thing, because there are unconscious pains and fears and drawbacks that your actions are protecting yourself from having to experience. So we're going in and doing this exercise, whatever you say you want that you don't have, finding the drawbacks, the disservices, the pains, the fears, if you got it, then you become fully aware of the goal and the objective and your circumstance, and you can strategize ways to manage those pains and fears and still pursue the goal. And that's what I help traders do. I don't buy into this narrative. I pay attention to their actions and see their actions are actually demonstrating something else. And we go and unpack the unconscious information. We strategize it so they can still achieve their goal without experiencing their biggest fear and their biggest pain. It's exactly what I help this trader do and integrate this work to help them get to funding and consistent payouts. It's what I've helped many of my other traders do to get them to 6 and 7 figures in funding, pulling consistent payouts. So by doing this exercise, you can free yourself from your own unconscious pains and fears and the unconscious shadow, and you can go off and achieve the thing you want. Now, traders, if you're ready to stop self-sabotaging your trading and to ensure you actually implement these frameworks that I teach on my YouTube channel, and it's not just theory that you watch once and never implement, I want you to go into the description or the first comment, or there's going to be a QR code that pops up on your screen here, and download the Bulletproof Your Trading Mindset 3.0. This is a completely free training and tool that will help you understand your trading psychology and bulletproof it in a way so you can scale and you can get payouts. If you found this video useful, I want you to go ahead and like and subscribe and comment below your biggest trading psychology challenge so I can offer you some assistance. And traders, before you click away, what I want you to do is watch the video that's going to pop up on your screen here. This is a 22-minute video that summarizes my last 6 years of trading psychology insights in one video for you, completely free. So watch that one next.